$10 billion has vanished from the crypto world along with its creators. Hello, new viewers, and welcome back, old friends. If you want to learn about how the crypto contagion spreads and this $10 billion that is affecting almost every other big firm out there, well, we got to go screen and explore the news. From 10 billion to zero. Yep, and this affects a lot more people than you think, and it might even be affecting you. But now to explain how this all happens and how it affects you, well, we're going to have to go to the whiteboard. We're going to have to hang out with Pimpin' Peter Griffin and Smart Man Stewie Griffin. Okay, so these 5 circles up here represent different firms, okay? So this firm here is waiting for money from this firm. This firm here is waiting money for this firm. This firm here is waiting for this one. I think you guys get my point, okay? Now, the problem is, and this is where the whole crypto contagion and the cash run comes into play. This firm right here, everyone, defaulted. So now, since this firm defaulted, this firm here can't get their money, which means this one can't get their money and this one and so forth. It's like a game of hot potato, right? Who is left holding the hot potato, the bag of liabilities at the end? Now, where you come into play is very simple. You, yes, maybe you're Pimpin' Peter or Smart Stewie, you have been locked out of your funds because of bad money management by all of these companies. So now that you have that premise in mind, let's go to the article. And a big shout out goes to one of the subscribers out there, Ben. You guys know who Ben is. Yeah, Ben was the one that donated the funds for me to get the cool whiteboard that I got for you. All right, so now Voyager says customers will get their crypto when 3 Arrows settles their debt. Remember that whole thing about crypto hot potato, right? So maybe you're a Voyager customer and you're like, well, hey, wait a minute, I want my money. Well, Voyager's saying, hey, we can't give you your money unless 3 Arrows settles their debt. And now we're going to talk about this. Yep, from 10 billion to zero. That is how much 3 Arrows had in value as of March, and now they are gone. Yes, everyone, I said they are gone along with the money. And you're like, whoa, what is going on with this? Well, guess what, everyone? Gone with the wind. The 3AC office is abandoned, said Singaporean authorities. Last month, 3 Arrows Capital filed for Chapter 15 bankruptcy, and here's the big things about this. The current whereabouts of their founders, Kyle Davies and Zhu Su, are unknown, and they are concerned about bailout transfers. Yes, there was even some NFTs that were moved out of their company wallet into a private wallet. That could be bad. Liquidators appointed by the Court of Singapore were met with a ghost office, arriving only to find locked doors and piles of dusty old mail. The founders of 3 Arrows Capital have seemingly fled the scene just 4 days after liquidators filed a motion for an emergency hearing, which was approved by the U.S. Bankruptcy Court in the United States. Now, this is where the game of hot potato comes into play, everyone. Digital asset broker Voyager Digital filed for Chapter 11 after 3 Arrows couldn't pay it $670 million. Yes, that game of crypto hot potato. See, one firm couldn't pay another, which led to another, which led to another, which led to another. But it gets even worse than that because there were even more people involved with this. BlockFi was among a clutch of firms that liquidated 3 Arrows positions. Yep, so what happens is they take these loans out and they say, hey, you know what? Here are the terms. You have to pay your loan back completely if the price gets to this. If it gets to this and you haven't paid it back, we are going to liquidate you to protect our holders out there, to protect people like you, right? And think, this is something now that is spreading to even people that we know. Graham Stephan and BitBoy Crypto, you don't have to be fans of them, but I know you guys know who they are. Think about this. BitBoy is on the hook for $3 million locked up by Celsius. And Celsius was, yes, affected by this whole crypto potato. Now it gets even worse. FTX, Deribit, and BitMEX liquidated their 3AC positions. So when we start going back to this example here, the reason so many people out there, and a lot of you that are watching that are getting locked out of their funds, is because now companies are like, whoa, you can't even meet your loan expectation. We're going to liquidate you. We're going to get what we can. Maybe we're going to get 50 cents to the dollar. dollar, 60 cents to the dollar. Some of these companies are only getting 30, 40 cents to the dollar, which is why you are being locked out of your funds, because they're trying to recover as much as they can from these defunct companies in order to get your money back. But the problem is this company defaulted on this one, on this one, on this one, on this one, and it has spread into so many firms out there. So now we've got 10 billion in funds that has vanished. We have the founders in their office completely gone. In fact, there was a Zoom call they had, okay? They were asked to go to this call and no one even showed up. The lawyers didn't show up to the call, nor did the company founders. They are completely ghosting everyone. So what can you do about all this? First of all, you have to look at where your company has their loans and what their business strategy is. If companies out there are offering too high of an APY, that is your first signal that something is extremely wrong. Because think about it, they're offering you high yields on a market that is declining. How do you offer high yields on a market that's declining? You can't. And so what happens is they now start selling off their assets, your assets, right? They do that to raise some capital, but the problem is as the market keeps going down, it gets worse and worse and worse and worse. In fact, I did a video out there. It's called July 13th, and there's a Stellar logo and an XRP logo on there. I explained to you how July 13th is a pivotal date because the CPI data is coming out, and that is going to cause the market to most likely go down. I also showed you in that video that there are insiders out there that will start selling days before it happens. And oh my gosh, we are at what, everyone? July 12th, and the sell-off started yesterday? Someone on this screen knows what they are talking about, and I have been doing my best to try to warn you. So even though right now maybe your funds haven't been touched, the crypto hot potato, right, the crypto contagion that we've been dealing with is still spreading out there silently behind the scenes. Best thing you can do, not your keys, not your crypto, and don't fall for those super high APY scams out there, because all they're trying to do is lure in new money to pay off old debts, which is technically a Ponzi scheme.